So begins the craziness of high school basketball. These two programs have been the cream of the crop in the Girls City League here in Boston. Always fun to see the future of Boston basketball. Boy going to work. Somehow gets it to go, and the foul. Jordan off the up fake.
That's the kind of control finish you want to have.
Aiden from way downtown.
Big play, follow up that push.
The Tech Boston Bears have won back-to-back championship in 2019. Hello, Boston, and welcome to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the Girls North Division 4 Sectional Semifinals, as tonight the Maimonides MCats will be hosting the Fenway Panthers. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, we're at the sectional semifinals. These teams are just one win away from the sectional finals later on this week. We're starting to really chug along here in the state tournament.
Goes fast. One and done goes real quick.
It's amazing how fast it goes. When you talk to any of these coaches, too, they say this part of the tournament is where you really start to see some quality competition.
Oh, definitely. And the coaches start depending on more experienced players, a lot of times just seniors and juniors.
Sure.
And that's the situation we have right here in tonight's matchup.
No question. And we look at the Maimonides MCats, and their top two players are seniors and juniors. Their backcourt is outstanding. 2,000-point scorers in that backcourt, but their top player, without question, Tova Gelb, number 0, just a very good shooter all-around player.
Well, like you mentioned, 1,000-point scorer since she's only a junior. So for her, watch, it should be easy to find. Number 0, she'll have the ball a lot because what they do is they sort of compare like combo guards.
Right.
She plays off of her partner in the backcourt. Sometimes they switch from point guard to shooting guard. That's why they both have so many points.
That's right. Tova she had 33 points in their last game of the tournament there in the quarterfinal. So certainly a player who can certainly put up numbers for this MCats team. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Fenway Lady Panthers, we've been talking about it all year long. They are led by their two post players and their senior Janiah Gully and their very talented sophomore Kayana Armbrister, who is our spotlight player tonight.
Oh yeah, Kayana, with her size and her experience, like we talked, she's only a sophomore, but she's played all types of recreational leagues, AAU. She plays a lot. John Rice has had her for 2 seasons, and he's hoping to really ride her into the sectional final. Her size and the way she runs the floor.
That's right.
Right, very unselfish player. She will pass the ball. When she goes down to the post, she scores inside. She has a nice little mid-range shot. Her biggest issue is trying to stay out of foul trouble. That's the case for a lot of young players because she goes for a lot of blocks on the defensive end.
No question. We actually saw her in the city championship knock down several threes as well. So Armbrister also an outstanding or a very solid three-point shooter for a big here for this Fenway team. So certainly something else we can look out for her here tonight, as she was outstanding in the city playoffs. She's continued that in the state tournament. We'll see if she can dominate as she always does. Also very good rebounder for this Fenway team.
Both coaches actually have defensive challenges for different reasons. John Rice, with all his experience, has to figure out how to shut down those scoring guards.
That's right.
Maimonides, meanwhile, Maimonides has to figure out how they're going to deal with all this size with Gully and Armbrister.
Certainly a clash of two competing styles here tonight. Now, for more of this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Fenway head coach John Rice described the backcourt duo of Tova Gelb and Daniela Bessler as a Steph Curry, Klay Thompson type backcourt. Not only are they very adept at shooting the three, but if you extend your defense too far out, they're going to get past you and draw fouls on your bigs. He said today's going to have to be a bit of a safecracker. They're going to start in some man-to-man, move into some zone, even some pressure, and some exotic defensive schemes, trying to figure out what works against these two 1,000-point scorers. On the opposite side, Maimonides head coach Garvey Solomon said this is not only the biggest team they face this year, it's also the most athletic. It's going to be a little bit of a waiting out period early on as he sees how his team does defensively and rebounding, and he's going to have to adjust his schemes as well, trying to slow down this very big and very talented Fenway side, guys. It's going to be very interesting to watch the chess match that's about to come. Guys, take it away.
Seth, thanks very much. And a very interesting call there for the head coach for Maimonides, who mentioned that they're going to have to kind of wait and see how this unfolds. I think a lot of teams, especially in Division 4, if they don't know Fenway very well, it takes a minute to kind of realize how big and athletic this team is.
John Rice takes advantage of that unfamiliarity by switching up defenses. Sometimes he'll switch defenses 3 or 4 times up and down the court.
Right.
And his girls are smart enough to pay attention, listen to what he's yelling out there, even though you're trying to concentrate on defending the basketball. So, John, I think he likes this kind of challenge.
No question.
Because he knows he has some size. Doesn't have as much outside shooting as he used to, but the size of Gully and Armbrust make up for that.
No question. John Rice, no stranger to state tournament success here in the state of Massachusetts. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here at the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals for Madison Park High School in Roxbury right after these words. Don't go away.
I never graduated from high school. I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
breathe right into your foot,
your plumber's masseuse,
yes,
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals as the Fenway Lady Panthers are facing the Maimonides MCats. First up to start us for Fenway, Omaria Ashley. It's Terry at the 2 guard, Ba at the small forward, Armbrister, and Gully inside. Meanwhile, for Maimonides, it's Gelb, Bessler, Wertheimer, Scharf, and Novich for the MCats.
Both these teams actually had pretty easy quarterfinal games. Maimonides won 63-25 over Rockport, and Fenway beat Northeast 60-37.
Fenway controls the opening tap as we're underway here at Madison Park. Fenway in the all-black uniforms with the gold trim. Maimonides in the white uniforms with the navy and red trim. Gelb tries to feed it inside, pass a little too low for her teammate, Deborah Wertheimer, so that's going to go back to the Fenway Lady Panthers.
Looks like Maimonides in like a 1-3-1 zone half-court defense.
Armbrister inside, gets tangled up, a little bit of contact, and here comes Bessler off the rebound. Free ball from the top of the key off the side rim that time from Maimonides. That was Deborah Feder with the shot.
Yeah, you see Maimonides move the ball on the wing, looking for outside shots.
Good swing by the Panthers.
Travel, yeah, it's too bad. She was wide open, but that's one of those things where you think you're set, but you're not quite comfortable, so you take that little jump. And what's funny about it, some officials don't call that, others do. So obviously, we have one who does.
We saw that over the first couple of rounds. We covered a lot of games over at Latin Academy. We saw a lot of players commit some traveling.
There'll be some early nerves.
You see Gelb going to the basket. She'll head to the free throw line.
We got two different calls here, so the officials have to.
One official called travel, the other called a foul. They're going to go with the traveling violation. Maimonides is actually the home team, despite this being in a City League gym. Maimonides is probably not as familiar with this gym as Fenway is, even though Fenway is the away team.
Well, it is sort of weird how the pairings end up, depending on who wins the early rounds.
And Maimonides in Brookline, so not too far from here, as Armbrists are unable to get that one to go. Bessler fires it up to Gelb, who scores inside.
Well, that's one of the two offensive punts for Maimonides, number 0 and number 1. Those two are the ones who have the ball most of the time, and they'll take most of the shots, quite frankly.
Ashley gets it inside to Gully. Janaya carving out space inside.
Took her time, nice little drop step.
Got to feed it into Gelb again. That's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with MCATs.
Every time Maimonides has come down court so far, they always have someone cutting across the baseline. That's something Fenway's going to really have to look for.
Bessler off the inbound pass.
Talking about a catch and shoot. She let that go before she even was all the way in her hands.
Talked a lot about Tova Gelb, but Bessler also a very good scorer. She's a 1,000-point scorer for this MCATs team. Maria Ashley.
Nice finish. Little off balance. Defense was there, but Ashley did a good job by avoiding the contact.
That jumper off the mark. Armbrister with a rebound. Kayana going to pull up. That's a long two. And goes out of bounds. That'll go back to the MCATs. Substitution for Maimonides as Natalie Nausser comes in for the MCATs. Wertheimer travel with the basketball, so that'll go back to Fenway.
Wertheimer was actually trying to attack the sides and the baseline, just she didn't have her dribble in sync.
Gully trying to look inside for Armbrister. Kayana, what a drop step inside. Couldn't get that to go. Putback is good, and the foul for Kayana Armbrister.
We're used to seeing the second and third efforts by Armbrister. She knows how to use her length. Good control.
Substitution for the MCATs.
See again. She'll stay inside as much as possible.
Armbrister completes a three-point play, gives Fenway a 3-point lead with under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The ball goes out of bounds. They're looking for Gelb inside.
That time, Fenway put some sort of token pressure in the half court. It's made Maimonides start much further away from the hoop than they want to. Sometimes you don't have to actually change your actual defense. You just make slight adjustments. A little bit of pressure. Sometimes you back off and crowd the zone.
Armbrister again, carving out space.
Yeah, Maimonides right now doesn't have any size to deal with that. And you saw Gully open the game with drop steps layup. Now we've seen 2 in a row by Armbrister.
Gelb comes away with the loose ball inside to Bessler.
Just worry about the size in there. As soon as she gets the ball, looks for the backboard.
Back to a 3-point game. We're midway through the first quarter. The steal at the top of the key by Gelb. Swing it over to Bessler. Misses that jumper. And it's Ba who comes away with it for Fenway. feed it inside, stolen away that time. Quickly up to Bessler they go. Bessler all the way to the rim.
Tried to spin home, did a little too much English on it.
Looks like she could have taken one more dribble on that fast break. Here comes Ashley inside the paint. Omaria couldn't hit that one. Ball gets tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Fenway Panthers.
Yeah, Maimonides have got to figure out something. They have to drop a guard down defensively to take away these inside post moves by Gully and Armbruster.
Substitution for Fenway. Ba takes a seat as Winter Neal comes in for the Panthers. Winter brings a little bit more offense for Fenway. Armbruster again inside. Can't get that one to go. Bessler with the rebound. Gelb, wide open three. Well off the mark that time. Armbruster pulls it down for the Panthers. Armbruster already with 4 rebounds to go along with her 5 points. Gully inside. Can't get it to go, but she's going to get 2 more from the charity stripe.
If this keeps up, Maimonides is going to be having some foul trouble in the first half. So again, Neal, nice pass into Gully. Gully knows. I like how she's patient. It's one thing to get down there and know that you have an advantage and just get a little over anxious. She's been patient on both times she's posted up.
Gully knocks down the first. That foul was on Abby Scharf. And Maimonides calls a timeout here with 2:58 left to go in the first quarter. Fenway up by 4, and as we predicted, Fenway just taking advantage of that size inside.
Exactly. I mean, it's a simple game. It really is, and that's what John Rice is doing right now.
Our sideline reporter Seth Alrensky's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. It hasn't been the cleanest start for Fenway, but certainly much better than a year ago. During the sectional semifinals, they played a Manningham team that was very similar in terms of their lack of size, and they immediately went down 15-2, ended up coming back to win that game by 6. It was something John Rice said he was worried about going into this game because he knew how talented this Maimonides team has been, but thus far his team is rebounding well, and they're taking it to Maimonides, up 10-6 here in the early going. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. Funny that he mentioned that about Matignon, and actually the winner of this game will play Matignon in the sectional sectional finals on Friday night. So both these teams familiar with that team, as Maimonides has played them earlier in the season.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maimonides is in with a group of independents, and they're not all in any particular conference, but they go strictly by record. And of course, you have to win 10 games to qualify for the state tournament. That's how Maimonides has got here. But they're actually in first place in that group of independents.
That's right.
They obviously they've had an excellent year.
Yeah, 11-2 on the regular, or 10-2 on the regular season rather. Earned them a 2 seed in this bracket. 3 ball on the way to the MCats. Bessler comes away with a rebound. Drive that time for Maimonides as number 15 Natalie Nausner is going to get 2 free throws.
You see, again, she's driving. Second time she drove without any regard for the size on the defense. And I guess that's how they play that aggressive style. We've seen them be quick to the ball instead of getting offensive rebounds, they just got a couple of loose balls to get them second shots.
Newster, the freshman.
With this rim, though, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Coming into the game, on paper, they're really good shooters.
Yeah, Newster, just a freshman, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Gully, top of the key. That goes off the back iron. Armbruster, offensive rebound. Putback is good. Quickly back down the other end comes Gelb. And she scores the hoop and the harm for Maimonides.
Yeah, hoop went in. Okay. Again, you have to like this aggressive style of Maimonides. He had Gully backing up, and literally she's trying to get out of the way. But because of that aggressive drive, Gully was not trying to do anything to get out of the way. The contact.
Oh, they called it on the floor.
On the floor, huh?
They did call it on the floor, so that basket did not count. So it's 13-6. Yeah, I thought she definitely got that. And it is stolen away by Hadiatu Ba. Here comes Gully trying to go coast to coast, and she hits the runner. 9-point lead now for Fenway. Jumper not able to knock it down that time as Abby Sharp. That's going to stay with the MCats.
Looks like the MCats are a little anxious. They're getting some open looks, but it seems like they're really letting them go while they're not under full control. It's like the third air ball they've had from three-point range.
Gully over to Armbrister for three. That one off the back rim. Ashley comes away with the rebound for Fenway. Gully gonna fire up a three. Bessler comes away with it. Quickly up to Gell, back down the other end.
The girls on top of that zone defensively from Maimonides. The shot goes up, they take off. Just a matter of Maimonides getting the rebound. Once they do, look up court. The second time they've got a fast break layup.
Nice little move there from Ashley, but she wasn't able to finish. Here comes Bessler up to Gell. That time she airmails the pass.
Again.
Maimonides with 6 turnovers here in the first quarter. We've got just under a minute left to go.
Yeah, Gell was already ahead of the pack.
Janai Gully going to get a breather here at the end of the first quarter as Monty Terry comes back in. Fenway goes a little smaller. Gully with 6 points and 4 rebounds in this first quarter. Trying to feed it inside to Armbrister. 3-second violation on Fenway. And Coach Rice wants a timeout here with 43 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Yeah, Maimonides, even though they have a tough time with their outside shooting, just down 7 here in the first quarter. But again, they've started to do a little bit of better job by helping out on the post play of Armbrister and Gully. But Maimonides, they've got to get back to hitting some of their outside shots.
Yeah,
You look at their season. I mean, they've had some high-scoring games. I mean, they scored over 70 points 5 times, and over 60 points. They've scored that 5 times also. So they're obviously capable of putting them up. But maybe what you talked about, Pat, unfamiliarity.
Sure.
Because it's seldom that you see good three-point shooters shooting up air balls, especially at the beginning of the game when you're fresh. But
yeah, this is a huge high school gym.
It is.
Too.
It is.
You know, and if you're not familiar with this gym, it can be a little deceiving, especially at the beginning. And we see that a lot in the state tournament when teams play in
go to a
gyms
strange
that are
gym.
unfamiliar.
There you go. It could be lighting. It could be the depth perception with the crowd and all that.
Out of the timeout, Maimonides with the basketball.
Nice
Here comes
move.
Bessler. Gelb looking for an opening, gets the ball stolen away by Ashley. Omaria can't finish the layup, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in.
Maimonides is getting to be a little gun shy with some of the three-point shots.
Gelb, once again, not able to hit from deep. Rebound comes down to Armbrister. 5 seconds left to go in the quarter. Armbrister gets it stolen away. Gelb before the buzzer. That's Bessler knocking down the half-court shot just before the buzzer.
The craziest
the
part
Fenway
about that,
lead
Pat.
down to 6.
Yeah, the craziest part, we could hear John Rice yelling at Armbrister to get the ball up because there's less than 5 seconds to go. So not only does Gelb steal it, but she's able to bank a half-court shot.
Fenway leads by 6 after 1. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals. Fenway leads Maimonides 17-11 before we get going in the second quarter. Our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what's happening?
Thanks, guys. The message for Maimonides is very simple. They've got to rebound better. That's what Garvey Solomon's focused on. Said offensively, the shots aren't falling. And you know what? They're going to fall at some point. They need to do a better job of getting to the basket. Although after that last basket to end the quarter, maybe they feel a little bit better about their shot. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. Yeah, Maimonides losing the rebounding battle 16-8. We figured there would be certainly an edge for Fenway, but they double up Maimonides in the rebounding.
And the key is no one's in foul trouble for either team, which is good, but more so for Fenway in terms of Armbruster and Gully, the two big players for John Rice.
That's one thing Seth mentioned. Coach Salomon was talking about going to the basket more, and maybe his intention is to try to get Fenway Bigs in foul trouble.
That's exactly why they want to do that. No doubt about that.
Speaking of fouls, we got a whistle at the top of the key. That was on Hadiatu Ba. Gelb looking for the backdoor pass inside. Beautiful reverse lane by Bessler.
That's that combination of the backcourt players.
We talked a lot about Gelb coming into this one. Bessler's had a great first half so far. Armbruster can't get that one to go. Bessler with a rebound. Bessler from three, buries it
back
for Maimonides. 12 points for Bessler to lead all scorers. Cuts it down to 1. Good swing. Terry unable to hit that three, but the rebound comes down to Ba. Armbruster for 3. Thrown away by Gelb. She throws it, or tries to throw it off of Armbruster. Here comes Ba with the runner, and the freshman knocks it down for the Panthers.
Nice shot by Ba. Under control. Saw the opening. Defense didn't challenge her, so she hit the floater.
Bessler weaving
Nice
through the defense.
finish. You know, Pat, she drove a couple of times earlier and just didn't go to finish it. That time, she kept the opening. Used the backboard. Back to a 1-point game.
14 points now for Bessler. And we got a foul inside. That's going to be on Devora Fetter. Maimonides currently on a 10-2 run. That's how they've cut it back to 1 here with a minute and a half gone by in the second quarter. Gully back in now for Fenway as Omaria actually hits to the bench. We get it to Winter Neal, who's also in for Fenway. Terry fires up another 3 off the front rim. Armbruster, offensive rebound. Good swing, Armbruster for 3. Gelb with the rebound. Three ball on the way and off the back rim that time from Neusner.
Again, nice shot set up by the ball handler.
Neal gonna fire up a 3 for Fenway. Ba right there for the rebound, couldn't put it back up and in. Bessler quickly up to Gelb. Tova tries to get it back to Bessler. Long 2 that time. Gelb comes away with the offensive rebound and gets fouled inside by Janiyah Gully.
Well, she felt some pressure, just decided to force up the shot. Got rewarded with the foul. She double teamed there. There was a little grab, yeah.
Tova Gelb knocks down the first free throw. Tova had 33 points against Gloucester in that last Rockport rather, in that last win in the quarterfinals, and she knocks down that second free throw for her 6th point here in the first half. Good cut inside from Armbruster.
Yep. High-low with the 2 big girls.
ball, no good. Tough rebound inside by Armbruster, but she traveled with the basketball. So that'll go back to Maimonides. Off the inbounds pass, Bessler inside.
Yeah, nice cut. She started up top, but then cut for the weak side.
Maimonides regains the lead with 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. A steal that time. That was Wertheimer. Over to Gelb. Gelb for 3. Still can't get that one to go. Gully quickly up to Winter Neal. Neal driving it hard to the basket.
Wow.
Poked away by Gelb. Quickly up to Bessler. Bessler stops, pops, but cannot hit from the elbow. Armbruster can't get that runner to go. It's knocked out of bounds, back to Maimonides.
I get the feeling, Pat, that there's a lot of running Coach Solomon's practices for Maimonides because these girls, I mean, they're a little winded, but it's like he stayed with the starting 5. They brought, I think, 1 girl off the bench so far. But they are sprinting both ways, offense and defense.
And that time it's Neusner who traveled with the basketball. That'll go back to Fenway. I guess if you're going to combat this size, you're going to have to run.
They're up to the challenge so far. I mean, they went down by, 9? I mean, able to put together a 10-2 run. They have a 1-point lead.
Stolen away by Gelb. They tried to feed it into Gully. That's Wertheimer with it in the corner. She gets it swiped away by Janiah Gully. Midway through the second quarter, 1-point lead for Maimonides. Fenway almost turns it over. Ashley inside to Gully. Janiah. They're going to call an offensive foul on Janiah Gully.
That's the one time that she didn't take her time. And the other few times that she posted up, she's very patient and avoided that kind of contact. This time she's going to sit down now as she takes that player control foul.
Substitution for Fenway. Now in for the Lady Panthers is Melissa Gomes-Barros, the senior forward. Bessler with it, top of the key. Another strong drive by Bessler.
Tricky move up and under.
Really likes that left side of the paint.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So when I think Fenway, the second half, those players will be told when she gets to that side, she's going to shoot. It seems like when she goes to her right, she passes.
18 points for Bessler here in the first half. Fenway comes back with it after the turnover. Ashley blocked inside, then she gets fouled underneath by Tova Gelb.
What's interesting about Gelb and Bessler, watch that's a clean block there, but on the second chance, because she swiped at it, she got a lot of ball, but when you swipe like that, officials are usually going to make that call. I'm just going to say that between Gelb and Bessler, they're guards, but because they're probably 2 of the taller players, they're like forwards. You know,
right.
On defense, they're like
point forwards.
Exactly, and then they both run the floor. They look for each other so well. You can see why they're both 1,000-point scorers.
Ashley 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Bessler corrals the loose ball.
Left side.
Eyes on the rim again. That time, the fancy finish and go. She got her own rebound. Puts it back up and in for Maimonides. Heck of a run here for Bessler and the MCats, as they are now up by 5. As Bessler now
think about it. It all started with that half-court shot after the steal at the end of the first quarter. That made from a 9-point game to a 6-point game. Ever since then, Maimonides has pretty much been in control.
Daniela Bessler, the senior captain, now with 20 points and 9 rebounds for the Maimonides MCats, as they are now up by 5. It's been a heck of a run, as you mentioned, since that half-court shot by Bessler. Gelb, who scored 33 in the last round, has some points, but she hasn't really gotten going. But Bessler's been outstanding here in the first half.
I think, like I said, they play off each other, and whichever one either has the better matchup or has more floor space, that's where they go. So for right now, you're seeing Bessler, and she's she's really, I mean, she's heading, this was an 18-4 run if we go back to the first quarter.
That's right. So coming out of the timeout, Coach Rice has got to be saying, no, let's go back inside to either Armbrust or, you know, I would think Gully will come back in at some point in this quarter. But you've also seen some of the Fenway post players shooting some threes, and I know they can hit them, but against this such a size discrepancy, if you're Coach Rice, do you say to your players, I know you sometimes float out to the perimeter, but you got to stay inside in this particular game?
Especially against this Maimonides team, what they're doing, they're quicker to the loose balls.
That's right.
So when you have those long rebounds from three-point shots, a lot of times it helps the defense.
Corner three from Armbresser. I think that was deflected. Yeah. Bessler comes away with the rebound. She already got a double-double. Bessler. Corner jumper is knocked down that time by the freshman Neusner.
It's almost as if the Maimonides girls all know where their shots come from, where their favorite spots are. Because it really does seem like Bessler finds her teammates in different places.
7-point lead for the MCats. Ashley on the runner. Can't get it to go. Gelb comes away with the rebound. Got a jump ball now at the top of the key.
That's one of the few times we didn't see the pass ahead for the fast break. Gelb just tried to do a little too much on that one.
2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. 7-point lead for Maimonides.
Now it's more of a 2-1-2, which means they can help double team on the post.
Free ball on the way from Winter Neal off the mark. Bessler with another rebound. Bessler goes all the way to the basket. Daniela Bessler having the half of her life. Runner that time from Barros, and Melissa Gomes-Barros is going to head to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's either Gelb or Bessler. Yeah, Bessler, she comes up from the baseline. And again, slapping at the ball. She's just gone straight up. There probably wouldn't have been a call.
Gomes-Barros knocks down the first, so you see John Rice. Substitution for Fenway. Amani Terry back in. Barros 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Cuts the lead back down to 7 with 1:20 left to go in the second quarter. Gelb, wide open three. Again, launches too far that time. Offensive rebound. Neusner gets it swiped away by Imani Terry. Terry fires up a three. Can't find the rim on that one. Gomes-Barros comes up with the loose ball, gets tied up inside. We get a foul on Maimonides.
See, the rebounding advantage will stay with Fenway throughout the game, but once the ball goes to the floor, Maimonides, they've had an advantage in that situation so far.
The foul's on Devra Fetter. So Scharf back in now for the MCats. Ashley can't finish inside. Ashley tries to throw it off of Bessler, but she stepped out of bounds. That'll go back to Maimonides here with 48 seconds left to go before halftime. Seven-point lead here for Maimonides. Bessler step back three, well off the mark that time. Ashley comes away with a rebound for Fenway. Armbruster off the up fake, buries the jumper.
I like the way she stopped to pull up. She knows she has a height advantage, so it's not a matter of having to go all the way to the basket.
5 seconds left to go before halftime. Gelb fires from three. She got it deflected. Maimonides tried to save it, and And that's going to do it for the first half here from Madison Park High School, as the Maimonides MCATs lead the Fenway Panthers 30-25 in what was a tale of two quarters there in the first half.
I'll tell you, totally different quarters. And like we said, we were laughing at the time because it was a 9-point game when that steal at half court right before the end of the first quarter, and the long banked the three-pointer from half court made a 6-point game in Maimonides. Sometimes you talk about crazy shots can give your team some zip. That's exactly what happened with this team.
No question. Daniela Bessler, outstanding first half. Over 20 points. She got over 10 rebounds. She's been amazing.
Well, she sets up her other teammates, but obviously she's maybe the best scorer anyway. So she decided, well, I'm seeing some openings, and the defense is not setting up. They're not helping out on her. So a lot of those drives to the baskets with those little spin shots of hers, she was able to down a lot of them.
Yeah, the head coach of the Fenway Panthers, John Rice, is with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. Seth?
Joined by head coach John Rice of Fenway. Coach, Bessler and Gelb really weren't going in that first quarter until that steal and the three-pointer to end it, and then a big second quarter, especially for Bessler. How do you slow those two guards down defensively in the second half?
How do we slow them down? That's a good question. We're looking to change up our defenses, see if that can interrupt their psyche a little bit. They're in the zone now. They're two great guards, so you try to plan, but when you plan, it is a guess. So, that's what I try to explain to the girls. You look at the size, it can throw you off. It can throw off your mental preparation. But their game, the coach said they were excited to play us, and they're showing it. They're taking it to us right now.
Offensively, you guys were really aggressive getting the ball into the paint in the first quarter and seemed to settle a little bit more in the second quarter, especially from distance. What's the message offensively for the second half?
Well, we showed our hand. We were trying to go inside, they're packing it in, and we're just not making any shots. So, I've got it drawn up. We got to make the shots. We're too anxious on our passes. We're throwing the ball into the legs of people. We're dribbling out. We're not supposed to be dribbling. We just look totally out of sync.
What's the big message for your team, knowing that your season's on the line?
We got to buckle down mentally. Mentally, they're mentally tougher than us this first half. So, and everything's mental. There's a physical aspect, but mentally, we're just not there. It's like, sometimes our kids just think, we're going to have an easy game. Our reputation, we've been through the wars, and so let's see what happens the second half.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the second half. See if Fenway has another comeback in them. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth. And sometimes with these state tournament games, the mental part is just as important, if not more important, with the unfamiliarity with the opponent.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. I like what John said about sometimes when you look at the size of a team when they're warming up, it's hard to believe that they're really that small. But in this case, that's exactly what's happening. And I think Fenway may have had a few minutes in the beginning of being a little overconfident. Right. And that'll burn you, especially when you have guys like especially Gelb and Kessler. Though, once that floor started opening up in the second quarter, they're going to the basket, going to the basket, going to the basket. The one thing they haven't done, they really haven't gotten Fenway in foul trouble yet, but they have scored a bunch of points.
Sure.
So, like John said, he's going to mix up some defenses a little bit, but the main thing is they got to make some shots. Fenway's getting decent shots.
They get very good looks.
Not much is falling.
That's right. We'll see if that changes in the second half here at Madison Park High. The Fenway Panthers trail Maimonides MCATs by 5. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime stats and some halftime highlights from the first half here at Madison Park. We'll see you in just a few.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch.
Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs, and that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury. We're at the half here at the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals as the Maimonides MCAS lead the Fenway Panthers 30-25. And right now we're going to take a look at the halftime stats here from Madison Park High. And first up, it's going to be the Fenway Panthers.
It's Fenway, Armbrister, and Gully, the 2 big girls inside, 11 for Armbrister and 6 for Gully. Rebounds, no surprise, 11 rebounds for Armbrister, 5 for Gully. And assists, you have Ashley with 3. And Gully has 2 from the front court.
Let's take a look at Maimonides halftime stats.
Most of this is in the second quarter, as we talked about Bessler, 22 big points for her from the point guard position. Gelb added 6 points, so 28 between the backcourt tandem of Maimonides. Bessler with 11 rebounds, Gelb with 4. Gelb had 3 assists also, Bessler. So the 2 of them in all 3 categories leading the team, and you can see why the coach has so much faith in them because they control the ball so well.
We'll see some halftime highlights here of Bessler, who was just outstanding in that first half.
She had a huge, mainly second quarter, but there's a steal right there. That's the half-court shot. She banked home after the quick steal from Armbrister. Up and under. She really started to gain her confidence with her shooting. I like the step back right here for the 3. And you can tell the way she did that pretty smooth. That's one of her favorite shots. So going to the basket and not concerned about the height or the size of the defense of Fenway. That's the 3rd one right there. Likes to spin them off the backboard. 22 points in the first half. This one of the times she missed, she was able to get it back. No one followed her to the baseline, gets that, and then another spinner. She's deceiving because she got those long arms, good handle with the ball. So Fenway's got to, first of all, get a second play to come up and stop her dribble. They definitely did not stop her. When she had a head of steam going to the basket, she was able to finish. And let's not forget, her partner, Gelb, has not done a whole lot. Only 6 points for her.
That's right.
And they usually are both in double digits, double figures, usually by halftime.
That's usually Gelb, who is often the higher scorer, with Bessler sort of being that complimentary scorer. Gelb fires to start the third quarter, unable to hit from three. Gully comes away with a rebound. Saw Gully sit there from the second part of the second quarter. Terry tries a runner. Imani can't hit that one. Gully comes away with the offensive rebound. Amaria Ashley whistled for the shuffle of her feet.
A little over anxious. I mean, it's funny. I'm thinking back to what John Rice said to Seth at halftime, that we've got to make some shots, first of all, but we also have to match the intensity. You know, John admitted this. His team just had less intensity than Maimonides did. That time he had Gelb, who was working the baseline.
Gelb tries a step back jumper. That one a little too far behind the backboard. And Gelb pokes that away. Terry able to hang on to it for Fenway. Feed it inside to Armbruster. Back out to Ashley. Armbruster. Offensive foul on Kayana Armbruster.
It's too bad. See, the ball slipped out of her hands, and that sort of threw her off balance. Watch the ball slip. She went off balance that time, because normally she could stop on a dime and bank that, but the momentum of her body created that foul.
Jumper from the top of the key. Unable to hit it that time is Devora Fetter. Amani Terry, another three. Unable to hit that one. Gully there for the putback.
A few times you see Maimonides out of position to rebound.
Bessler gets it stolen away by Gully. Here comes Janaya. Going coast to coast. Can't hit the runner. Ashley there for the putback for the Fenway Panthers.
Good job of having one of your guys come down to the rebound.
Cuts it back.
Give you a second chance.
Cuts it back down to a one-point game here with 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Gelb from the elbow off the back iron. Gully with a tough rebound inside. Quickly up to Terry. Armbruster. Short on the runner that time. Gomes Barrows puts it back up and in and gives Fenway a 1-point lead.
That's what Fenway has to do with the size advantage. 8-0 run, back-to-back second chance opportunities.
Bessler a little too anxious that time.
See, the same openings that she was seeing in the second quarter, she thought she had right there, just got a little over anxious.
Substitution for Maimonides as Natalie Neusner comes back in.
High-low, there you go, entry pass.
Nice move inside by Armbruster. 8-0 run here for Fenway to start the third quarter. Gully. Gelb open three. Still unable to hit from outside. Armbruster comes away with it for Fenway.
They can go back to the same thing and get the ball to Gully. She can have an instant pass. Good steal.
Bessler back down the other end. She gets fouled by Terry on the floor.
That's time they're a little out of sync. You see trying to drive to the basket. So they're going to get back to take the angle away.
You see Coach Salomon.
Very concerned Coach Salomon. Doesn't like 8 and 10-0 runs against his team.
Bessler knocks down the first. Coach Salomon in his 10th season at Maimonides. Bessler no good on the second. Gomes Barros comes away with the rebound. Here comes Armbrister. Terry for three. That time she buries it.
That's the shot that's going to always be open with the zone that Maimonides is playing. It's the first one they've hit from that deep baseline.
Back to a 5-point lead for the Panthers. Terry, deep three, short on that one. Rebound comes down to Devora Feeder. Bessler gets fouled at the top of the key by Imani Terry.
She had a little hesitation dribble, threw Terry off a bit. Terry got a lot of ball, but she also got a little bit of good leg.
The thing you see Maimonides doing too is it's Gelb and Bessler who inbound the ball.
Well, right. The ball from their hands all the time.
Rebound inside for Gomes Barros. Armbrister. Rebound to Bessler. All the way to the bucket.
Nice finish. That's left hand again. That's what she was doing in the second quarter. Somebody from Fenway's just got to step up, just make her stop her dribble.
Gully launches from three and buries it. Just like that, Fenway's lead back to 6. Runner that time, poked away by Armbrister. Gelb gets her own rebound. Hits the hook shot.
A little jump hook there. She saw the defenders in front of her, but she's just going to take the shot anyway. I think Gelb's feeling some responsibility to help out on the offensive end because she's used to having double figures by now.
Terry for three. Armbrister, rebound, and she's going to get 2 from the charity stripe.
What Maimonides has to watch out for is they have Bessler down there trying to defend against Armbrister, and she's just too valuable to their offense for her to be getting cheap fouls on the baseline.
Yeah, Bessler now with 3 personal fouls.
That's key. That's a tough situation for Coach Salomon.
Substitution for Maimonides as Abby Scharf comes back in. Wertheimer to the bench for the MCats. Armbrister no good on that free throw. Bessler. He gets fouled inside. That's going to be on Armbrister.
Surprised that time she actually once came to her right. Armbrister tried to step up. She actually was already there. She hadn't moved at all.
Winter Neal back in for Fenway. Armbrister going to get a breather. Four-point lead here for Fenway. 2:23 left to go in the third quarter. Bessler, offensive rebound, puts it back up and in.
Backward spin, didn't even look at the rim. She knew the big girls were there, so she had to spin it off the backboard.
Still playing aggressively with those 3 fouls. Neal scores inside. Sorry, that's Amaria Ashley scoring inside for Fenway. Gelb splits the defender.
Nice long stride by Gelb to finish that one off. This is where Maimonides needs her to come alive on the offensive end.
Back to a 2-point game.
Take some pressure off of Bessler.
Good swing for Fenway. Ashley shuffled her feet. Armbruster coming back in for Fenway. Winter Neal heading to the bench. Jumper from the top of the key is rattled home from Abby Sharp. Ties it up at 41.
Another softball coming through with an important hoop.
Sharp's first basket of the game. Armbruster can't hit the long two. Gully inside, can't convert. Puts it back up and in the second time. 2-point lead for Fenway. Gelb, not about going baseline, gets tripped up in the corner. That foul's going to be on Omaria Ashley.
Fun game. It's really back and forth.
Adiatu Ba coming back in for Fenway as Ashley takes a breather. Bessler gets it poked away by Terry. Gelb inside, couldn't get it to go. Armbruster with the rebound for Fenway. 35 seconds left before the end of the quarter. Armbruster from the elbow, no good. Ba comes away with the rebound. And she's fouled inside. We'll see who it's on. That's on Bessler. That's 4 personal fouls for Daniela Bessler.
That's what I'm talking about. Her playing down on the baseline like that defensively.
So Bessler takes a seat here at the end of the quarter. Armbruster slices right inside, can't get it to go. And that time it's Peter who's unable to corral that pass and traveled with the basketball. So that'll go back to Fenway. They'll have it with just under 11 seconds to go here at the end of the quarter. They've got a 2-point lead over Maimonides. Swing it to Gully, corner 3. Gelb now with it. And after 3 here at Madison Park High School, it's Fenway who comes back to regain the lead by 2 here at the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals. Janiyah Gully knocking it down from deep. We'll be right back with the 4th quarter here on Game of the Week. This is turning out to be a good one. Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals. Fenway leads Maimonides 43-41. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up on our Facebook site. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Just about set to start the 4th quarter here. And folks, we don't know which state tournament games we're going to be covering, but our next game of the week we know we'll have is going to be Friday, March 20th over at Northeastern University. It's the All-City Classic there for the Boston City League. Girls game starts at 6:15 on March 20th. That's going to be live on Boston City TV, Comcast Channel 24, RCN Channel 13, Verizon Files Channel 1962. Coming out for the 4th quarter, big story right now, is the top player so far tonight for Maimonides. Daniela Bessler has been outstanding, but she's got 4 personal fouls. She's got 26 points and 13 rebounds. Right now she's got to sit here to start the quarter.
You just wrapped it up, Pat. The only chance Maimonides has is to have her back in the game. So it's a matter of how many minutes can Coach Salomon steal with her on the bench. The chairman actually really hate to see the most important players have to sit because of fouls, but that's the situation they're in right now.
Gelb, corner 3, off the back iron. Terry with the rebound for Fenway. Ariatu Ba looking inside for Armbruster. Armbruster can't score off the window. Gully there for the putback.
Back to the big folks.
Seeing that
destroy the game for Fenway.
Gelb all the way to the basket, and she gets fouled.
Now Gelb is going to obviously have to take over as the offensive threat. That time she was able to draw the contact.
Gelb can't hit the first. Now 3 for 5 from the free throw line. That foul is on Armbruster. That's her 3rd personal foul.
So Gelb is feeling some pressure to score.
0 for 2 from the line is Gelb. She's now 3 for 6 on the night. 4-point lead for Fenway. 7 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. Gully's fouled at the top of the key.
A push from behind at Natalie Neusner trying to the passing lane.
We talked about the rebounding edge, and of course it's the 2 post players for Fenway doing most of the work. 28 combined rebounds for Gully and Armbruster so far in this one. Amani Terry, no good off the back iron that time for Fenway. Armbruster chases down another rebound. Terry going to get another crack at it. Gully going after the loose ball. Janiyah Gully inside, and she gets fouled.
She's really doing some work in there. She's following her teammates' shots. Gully did a good job in the city championship. She was able to bounce back, have a good scoring second half after not doing much offensively in the first half.
Gully hits the first.
Love those big players who make the free throws.
That's right.
Especially in the 4th quarter.
You mentioned her in the city championship. It's really when Armbruster fouled out and got in foul trouble in the city championship where Gully really stepped up. This is her 2nd. Armbruster chases down the rebound. Armbruster shuffled both feet that time, so that'll go back to Fenway, or excuse me, back to Maimonides.
Key time here for Maimonides is they've got to put together a good half-court set to get an open shot, preferably for Gelb.
Gelb now with the top of the key, looking for an opening. Gelb to the basket, stuffed inside by Armbruster. Armbruster sees an opening all the way to the rim. Can't finish inside. Rebound comes down to Abby Sharp. Gelb gets it poked away that time from Terry. Ariatu Ba over to Amani Terry.
Good recovery. Ba did a good job, the freshman. A couple of nice plays in the first half, too.
7-point lead here for Fenway. Maimonides takes a timeout. Bessler is checking back in for the MCats.
Yes, now or never at this point, so even with the 4 fouls, she's got to come back in. It's just amazing how one player can really make that much of a difference when she sits down for 2 minutes.
No question. Our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what's happening?
Thanks, guys. Garvey Solomon, the Maimonides head coach, was focused on asking his other players to step up with Bessler on the bench with 4 fouls. Unfortunately, they have yet to score here in the quarter and have seen the deficit grow. On the opposite side, for Fenway, John Rice is imploring his players to stop fouling. He's really worried about free throws, allowing Maimonides to stay in this game and potentially even come back and win it. Already 16 fouls. The next one leads to the bonus, and he's pretty confident that watching this Maimonides team in the past, they're going to hit their free throws down the stretch. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. Good point there by Coach Rice. Even though you're up by 7, the team trailing, if they can put Maimonides on the free throw line, that's the worst thing a team ahead wants to see.
That's definitely true. The problem on Maimonides is the best driver is Bessler. She can't afford to drive now. If she can't afford to get a player control foul, they would take her out of the game.
Maimonides also has not been great at the free throw line. They're under 50% so far in this game.
They'll find Bessler though. She'll create something.
Bessler.
There you go.
Nice look inside. Shot off the backboard, no good. Armbrister skies for the rebound for Fenway. Armbrister now with 18 rebounds. Adiatu Ba shuffled her feet that time.
Maimonides has got to find another shooter other than Gelb and Bessler.
Good effort there inside by Scharf. Gelb just tosses it off the backboard. Gomes Barrows with the rebound from Fenway. Gully glides inside the paint but can't finish. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in.
Gully, I think she felt that she took this sort of a forced shot, but she made sure she hustled back to get the second chance.
Gully now with 18 to lead the Panthers. Bessler can't hit the jumper. Armbrister with a rebound for Fenway. Armbrister from the elbow gets that one to go. Gelb top of the key, can't get that one to fall for him. Bessler can't put it back up and in. Gully with the rebound.
Maimonides team is just totally out of sync at this point. They weren't forcing any shots at all in the first half. Now they're big deficit and foul trouble.
Gomes Barrows buries the long two. Biggest lead of the game for the Fenway Panthers. They're up by 13. A steal by Imani Terry. All the way to the lefty lane for Imani, and it's a 15-point lead for Fenway here with 3.5 minutes left to go.
Well, it's a matter of when was Bessler going to be able to get back in the game. Unfortunately for her, she wasn't able to play the same game she had the first 3 quarters before she got that 4th foul. And in the meantime, give Fenway credit. They went to their strength. They let the big girls take over, mainly Gully. Then you get a nice play from the freshman Barr. So once things start loosening up a little bit, Fenway starts to feel more confident. Just like that, you're up 15.
Yeah, we're starting to see, I think, the depth of Fenway too. Even though, Armbrister and Gully have certainly been the leaders for the Panthers, you're seeing, Imani Terry really make a mark on this game. You mentioned Hadiatu Ba, the freshman. Omari Ashley, who hasn't, you see a future Fenway Panther or Maimonides MCAT right there. You can't eat Cheez-Its though if you're a basketball
enjoying yourself though.
But I think you're seeing the other complementary players for Fenway really step up.
That's the difference.
As well.
You're right. Whereas the opposites happened for Maimonides. Once Bessler had to sit down for all that time, there was nobody else to really step up for them.
Top of the key, Gelb unable to rattle that one home. Gomes Barrows with the rebound for Fenway. That's happened a couple of times to Hadiatu Ba. .15-point lead for Fenway. Bessler inside to Gelb. She can't hit the shot from the baseline. Holmes Barrows with another rebound for Fenway. She's now got 10, I believe. Gully. Nice move inside by the senior Panther. Hessler all the way to the rim, no good. Holmes Barrows with her 11th rebound.
That's the case of what you mentioned before. One of the other players doing what they're supposed to do. Travel, that's the same jump, sort of hop step before you put the shot up. Second time she's been called for that.
A 17-point lead for the Panthers. Jumper off the mark that time from Maimonides. Fenway outscoring Maimonides 15-0 so far here in the fourth quarter. That's going to be a backcourt violation on the Panthers.
Backcourt violation.
.203 left to go here in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game moves on to the sectional finals and will play Matignon. It's going to be an a foul on Anna Armbruster. She cleared out trying to get that rebound.
Yeah, but it's Maimonides team, as you mentioned. Excellent season for them. A good record coming in, and never thought they would go 6 minutes without scoring in the quarter. They're going to the free throw line, bonus 1-on-1.
Abby Scharf. In a violation on Fenway, Holmes Barrows, who stepped in, so Scharf will get another free throw here on the front end of the 1-on-1. Scharf can't hit the second attempt, so there's Gully coming away with the rebound for Fenway. Terry all the way in. Rebound comes down to Bessler, quickly out to Gelb. She waits and scores the layup, looking for some contact. That was the first basket of the fourth quarter here for Maimonides. Gully, that time can't hit the jumper. Rebound chased down by Scharf. Here comes Bessler. Can't knock down the pull-up jumper. Terry comes away with it for Fenway. Coming up on a minute left to go. And barring a miracle, Fenway will be moving on to the sectional finals once again.
Over the back on Gully.
Mari Ashley getting ready to check back in. Fenway has actually made the state semifinals for the past 3 seasons in a row. So this will be the 4th consecutive season to make it to the sectional finals.
Yeah, take that trip up with Tewksbury, I think it is. He's usually in Tewksbury.
That's right. They will be playing at Tewksbury on Friday night at 6 o'clock to go up against Matignon. Bessler knocks down the first. Certainly a tough way to go out for Bessler. She's a senior captain. Going to be her last game here.
I'll tell you, Pat, she put on the show.
She was outstanding tonight. Tough to go out with that foul trouble at the end of this game.
I mean, the entire team just sunk when she had to sit down for those 4 fouls. She She was definitely one of the more fun plays we saw all season. Look at 22 points in the first half.
Yeah, she was 22 points and 9 rebounds in the first half. She had a couple of assists as well. Had to sit out the last couple minutes of the third quarter, the first couple minutes of the fourth quarter, and that's where things sort of stretched out.
Everything fell down.
Here for Fenway. Denia Gully, the senior, coming out for Fenway. You talked about senior leadership in these types of state tournament games. We saw that tonight.
Oh, definitely.
Denia Gully.
Definitely.
Aria Ashley going to work here the last couple of seconds of the quarter. Just trying to dribble out the clock. 5-second violation on Fenway. Bessler trying to get that one to go. The Fenway Lady Panthers are heading back to the sectional finals as they defeat the Maimonides MCats 58-44 here at Madison Park. And, you know, we mentioned when Bessler went out is when things really started to improve for Fenway. But even to start the third quarter, you know, Fenway was down by, I believe, 7 at the half. They really came out strong in the third quarter, went on an 8-0 run to regain the lead. Then the game was kind of going back and forth, but they really set the tone to start that third quarter.
Oh, definitely. Well, they, like John had said at halftime, at the break, that they just had to sort of get their competitive edge back. They just had to have more energy.
Right.
Just to be frank about it, and that's what happened. Like you said, Armbruster and especially Gully. I mean, Gully was able to get her hands on a bunch of second-chance offensive rebounds. She always makes her free throws, made a couple of outside shots, did everything. So it's good. I'm sure John Rice is happy that the girls he depends on so much were able to come through this, because mentally that first half they were almost like a step behind.
Right.
And that allowed Maimonides to take the lead, to feel like they had control of the game. But good win for Fenway.
No question. Fenway's moving on to the sectional finals. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP and our game-winning coach, along with our final stats here from Madison Park High. Make sure you stick around.
I never graduated from high school. I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch. Till September. I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You're still talking to your friend? It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury at the conclusion of the Girls North Division 4 sectional semifinals as the Fenway Panthers deleted the Maimonides MCats 58-44. And, again, we talk so much about these 2 post players for Fenway. They've been their leaders all season long. We really could have picked either one of them for player of the game, but Diana Armbrister, 21 rebounds. I mean, she just dominated the glass for Fenway.
She does play a very basic game. Like you said, she's only a sophomore.
Right.
So John Rice still has 2 more years after this.
That's right.
But you're right. Between Gully and Armbrust, when they're playing their basic, strong game, Fenway is really tough to beat.
No question. Kayana and Coach Rice are with our sideline reporter, Seth Arensky. Seth, take it away.
Joined by our MVP, Kiana Armbruster, and head coach John Rice of Fenway. Kiana, 15 points and a career-high 21 rebounds. We knew going in you guys would have a size advantage, but we didn't see it as much in the first half. It's really the second half, and your defense, especially contesting some of their long jumpers that changed the game in the second half. What were you trying to do as a team after they played so well on offense in that second quarter?
As a team, we're just trying to get together, make sure we don't pick up fouls, and play aggressive together.
You're just a sophomore, but you're certainly a leader on this team, a player that everyone's looking to find on offense. How much confidence did you have when some of those shots started falling in the second half? Just confidence in your game and confidence in the fact that your teammates have confidence in you.
Honestly, we just made sure we didn't want to give up because we didn't come this far to lose. So it's like, stay on that. You can't give up. Came too far for it.
Speaking of that, you have 3 seniors on this team who are all working extremely hard. When you find yourself in a hole in this close game, do you kind of think about those 3 trying to extend the game for them, extend their careers?
Yeah, I care about the team. We try not to play selfish ball because it's their last year. We don't want to leave them with nothing left. That's all I have to say.
Congratulations on a great game. We'll bring in Coach. Coach, she doesn't like to talk a lot about herself. You guys are talking off air. She's playing a little bit of a different role for Fenway than she plays for AAU, but it's a role that you need her to play on this team. How big has her addition been alongside Janiyah, having that 1-2 combo in the front court?
Yeah, I jokingly call them my Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They're both wings. But high school is, you don't have the luxury of going and getting all-stars in every position like AAU is high school, so they're playing inside. We're doing high-lows, and we got a bunch of things that we do out of those sets with those two because they're both special players. But, Armbrust is just a sophomore. She's 15 years old, and the sky's the limit for that young lady.
We talk a lot about Janiyah, but your other 2 seniors were really good today. Amani was guarding those 2 guards up and down the floor, and Melissa came in and gave you some really solid minutes off the bench. How important were those 2 providing little senior leadership, especially when Janiyah went to the bench?
Yeah, I don't know if it's our 5th or 6th straight trip to the sectional finals, and they've been there every year, so they've got a lot of experience. And Melissa, she could be a starter, but she took her role as like the 6th man coming off, and as you can see, she's steady. And Monty Terry's a combo guard. She can go to point, she goes to the wing, she shoots the 3, she handles it, she guards. And it was just a total team effort. That was a great team. I said, we're playing against Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and they showed it. And I think the kid had 22 at the half. That was a great battle. Great battle. It was fun.
Coach, finally, very familiar matchup. In the next game, you get the #1 seed Manningham, a team that you said is very similar to Maimonides, and a team that you played a year ago in this sectional final round.
Yeah, they had us down like 13-2 out of the gate last year, and Imani Terry just went nuts. She went in the zone and buried 4 threes in a row and got us back in the game. And we had some great seniors last year. We grinded it out, but they have their nucleus back. They got the twins, just like the 2 we saw tonight. I think kids shot a half-court shot. One of those teams won. I'm not sure which one was, but it was that close. So it's like a similar game coming up. So we're expecting a tough test. We're trying to get to the TD Garden Monday, so wouldn't expect anything less. A lot of fun.
Coach, good luck in the next round. We hope to see you going forward again. We'll head back to the table with Pat and Allen.
Thanks very much, Seth. Coach Rice heading back to the sectional finals again for the 4th year in a row, trying to get to the state semifinals for the 4th year in a row as well. And right now, he just knows how to get there. Coach Rice has been through so many of these games in the past. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, the message is always there. Like I said, he's able to change up the defenses a bit, and in the second half, that's exactly what they did. It's just amazing how in the 4th quarter, Maimonides didn't score a point until less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
That's right.
I mean, obviously, with their point guard out so long and really out of sync, mentally it just takes you out of the game when you especially as well as she was playing.
Let's take a look at the final stats here from Madison Park. And first up, it's Maimonides.
Yeah, Bessler, who we talked about with the foul trouble, ended up with 27 points. 22 of those were in the first half. Gelb ended up with 13 rebounds. Bessler had 14 rebounds. Gelb had 7. Bessler ended up with 6 assists, and Gelb had 3. That was the point, that backcourt duo of theirs. For Fenway, Gully, big 20 points. Armbruster, 15, 35 between those two front court ladies. And then better than that, 40 rebounds between the two of them. 21 for Armbruster and 19 for Gully. Then in the backcourt, Ashley, steady game with 7 assists, and Gully had 4 assists. So Fenway did turn things around in the second half, mainly in the third quarter, as they were able to get their offense going. Then in the fourth quarter, they got their defense really rolling, holding Maimonides, because this is one of those cases where the final score is very deceiving.
That's right.
Very deceiving. If this wasn't a 14, 15-point game, it wouldn't have been, except for the foul trouble that Maimonides had.
That's right. Well, certainly a fantastic win tonight here for Fenway. If you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. A lot of good stuff up on that site. You can also follow us on social media. You can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/game of the week Boston. A lot of good pictures, videos, links, a lot of good stuff up on that site. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. One game down here from Madison Park. We got another one coming up, but for right now, we're going to say so long here from the Matadome in Roxbury. We'll see you next time here on Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.